Hey guys, John Planet Tech, and today we're looking at Copper Cube 6. So Copper Cube 5 was released in 3 versions. Version 1 was your free 10-day trial. Afterwards, you have to actually buy it to use it. And then version 2 was kind of like your you have like 10 levels and all that stuff. It was kind of limited, but it allowed you to actually get into it. And then the Hidden Ultimate Edition. So Copper Cube 6 is kind of really similar to Unity in the ways that you have a free version. It's similar to the middle version of Copper Cube 5, so your like home edition. You can have unlimited levels and all that stuff, but you're limited on like special effects and all that stuff, to where I believe you can't have them. You have to actually get like the Ultimate Edition for that, which I'm looking into. So, but if you own a previous edition, you get the you get it only for like $40. So it's gotten a whole lot better. Also, we're looking at a side-scrolling tutorial for today in Copper Cube 6. The issues that I have for this is that I bought mine off Unity, and so there's not really an upgrade per se. I have to ask Nico, the developer of this. But if you look into it, under General, you have a loading screen image. No image created with Copper Cube or a custom file. My bid is that I have a paid Unity version, and I would like under like the Steam version, if you bought it, at least for this to go away. But that's a nitpicking thing. We're going to go into Copper Cube now. The really fun bit is that you can check analytics, that is our scene metrics, and you can then see, okay, the amount of scene nodes in the scene. So I have 55 nodes. I have 8,558 estimated polygons. Now this is really cool. If you had the previous edition, and I can actually pull that up, in Copper Cube 5, you couldn't do that. So if I switch over to this and I go to scene and I try scene settings, scene metrics, I need to upgrade. It's not available in this version. You have to get the Ultimate Edition. So it's really nice. And in this version, I can see, estimated memory is about 42 megabytes. So I know that if I'm running on an Android platform, I need to be really kind of careful and probably put in some sort of LOD or level of detail stuff, or just only on scene will stuff render. And then, oops. Here we go with scene post-processing. So we got like bloom. We got invert. We got some blur effect, colorize, vintage. So this is kind of cool if you're running an FPS. Invert. I don't know why you would use that. There's some like I guess if like you're running on some sort of like health system or whatever. Black and white. This is really kind of cool. Bloom. Let's see if we can play around with this real quick. And then bloom threshold is 1. Or let's go down to 0.1. If you're like, hey, I'm low on health, or there's way too much sun, something like that, invert the whole this is kind of cool. I like the blur effect, especially if you get like knocked. If we could specifically put that toward a camera and do like blur for like 20 seconds or until your health or whatever gets back up, that's really cool. Vintage, not really into that. I like this. It has a little circle around it, so I guess you could use it as a UI, but that's actually really cool. Alright, so let's get straight into our side-scrolling tutorial. So it's very simple. I have a couple planes instead of a terrain because I want to keep this mainly for Android and HTML. So I went to some low low polygon things that would just create a basic scene. You're only seeing it from one view, so it's not bad. I have this spaceship, and then I have some textures that I am just using as placements. They're from art.eonworks.com because I just need something really, really simple and quick, and he does some really awesome work. I have this free little character from Unity, link down below. I have a camera. I have your default bad guy. I have a light. And that's actually kind of cool. We can now move the lights. Some 3 smoke particles. A water effect. And it looks like they actually improved the water. That's actually kind of really cool. So let's go to high. Boom. Oh yes, they have. It's very well done. Okay. And materials. Alright, so let's go and I'll show you real quick before we get straight into anything. Full screen, anti-aliasing is on. Okay, everything seems good. If anybody's wondering about the whole FPS counting, I loaded up a level in both CC5 and CC6. The FPSs were the same, so I haven't seen any rendering issues yet. I do see like the clarity in the actual rendering itself on the screen is a whole lot better. You used to have little micro jaggies. Okay, so I'm using the up and down arrow for this guy. It's not super perfect yet, but I had a request for this a side-scrolling viewing, so I thought I had a little bit more time before I just published this. But I was like, okay, let's get out the basics before we go into anything super professional. Oh yeah, I really like the rendering. Okay, that's a gun pickup. This is a bad guy. Work on that probably in the next tutorial. This is just the entry point, and then we're gonna work on some actual like buttons and the stuff you gotta click and items you gotta move, like weights, like a little really simple but kind of engaging tutorial. I could say like right now the rendering has improved a lot. I don't know what Nico has done between CC5 and CC6 quite yet. I haven't read everything on debugging, but the rendering has improved a lot. So that's just some water. I was gonna have some running water, like a pipe burst or whatever. All this is temporary. I'm actually having an artist create a bunch of not low quality but like low polygon but high res texture art stuff. So okay, we got it moving. So you guys have seen basically everything. So this is how it basically works. So we're gonna ignore this guy since he doesn't really matter right now, and we're gonna concentrate basically on this. So as you can see, it's a side-scrolling game, so you just need to see one side, so the other side doesn't render, and this side does. Everything is in the camera, so I have a regular camera, but what I did was that on my character, okay, so on my character, I have a game actor with health, and I have, this is the player, health is 100. I have simple 2D jump run player. Now to get that, you want to hit plus, scripted behaviors, download more. It's going to link you to the site, and then you're going to actually drag and drop the Java files into the game folder. So whoever you installed CopperCube, just put in the plugins right there. There's actually a folder going to be called plugins. And you're going to set speed. Mine, for some reason, is it was already set, but the way my normally the red arrow faces his front, this one isn't, and I thought I had some time before I put up this video, but normally it's facing the front, and I have to actually re-put them into Blender or 3ds Max and fix that. So this would normally be positive 0.1, that would be 2 or 0.2, and then that would be 200. Object person controlled by keyboard, again mine is 0.1. Rotate speed is 0, since I'm not going to have them rotate around. It's not really a where you can walk around side scroller. It's you're kind of on a track. That's how I'm getting it to work right now. Jump speed is 0.2 because there will be some areas that you have to jump, like the electrical wiring, and when run speed is 0.2. I have stand, shoot, wounded walk, run, and then due to his rotation, so to get him from going like facing me, I just set him to 0. I set his rotation to 90. Normally you don't. This will be refined a whole bunch before I actually put a download folder for this file, so you guys can check it out. Just give me to the next video, and then everything else will be refined. And then collide when moved. On the control by keyboard, okay, and then we have this camera. It's a third-person style camera control with the object to follow is animated mesh 1, and then follow from behind. Additional rotation is 0. Target height is 0. But I kind of put it up kind of high because I wanted to see it enough on each side, so this would kind of copy like the DS Spider-Man or Mega Man type setup. Boom. So you could see bad guys and have at least a little bit of warning. Also on your HTML, so you took out Flash, which is kind of sad, but everybody's running to HTML anyway. Okay, I've been testing out this a little bit. Okay, so we're running at like 58. Okay, so this is rendering off of an NVIDIA GPU. You have to actually test this on your system when you run an internal. Normally, yes, when I do off of an internal GPU, it's based on Intel. The FPS does duck down to about 20 to 30. I'm not expecting too much of a duck on this one due to the fact that it's basically planes, not too many effects, and just rendering on view. It's not a huge open world. So on the next video, we'll actually go into more detail on actual like 2D stuff, and I will actually venture into 2D plane stuff, so like a classic Mario based game. Again, it's a sci-fi platformer. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. It will be a small mini series since it's not going to be, it's supposed to be just basically a tech demo, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.